I'm here this evening with Dement, the founder of Momma Goldbergs. Don, nice to meet you.
Thanks for having me, Jared.
So first question I gotta ask, 40 years, how does it feel?
Old.
I mean, just think about it, just 40 years, did you think that to now that it would just be what it is, just Momma Goldbergs, how it's been embedded in the Auburn University community?
Well, I felt like that I had a good brand when I opened, and I felt like that I had something that was different to the college student and something that they would embrace. Mm-hmm. And I embraced the college student. I just disregarded adults. My adult friends would say, I don't like going across campus and getting in campus traffic. Well, I didn't care because I was in it for the student, and then I was trying to provide something different, something exciting for the student. Back then, you probably don't even know how to do it now, but they cash checks, and 90% of the purchases were the checks, and I never asked them for ID or whatever. I just took their checks, and I would cash a check up to $10 if they were a student, and if they needed more and they were a regular customer, they would get more. So I was just here for the student.
I know earlier outside we talked about how a couple of times, especially with the band, you would go out there and serve them some sweet tea. So, is there any other times where you just went out there just trying to better the community, just handing out some sweet tea, free sandwiches, anything like that?
Oh yeah, well, like you said, there was the band, and I would give them the band practiced across the street from Momma Goldbergs then, and I would give them the free tea. I give them half-price sandwiches, and then they would start in August, and school wouldn't start to mid-September, so they were out there in that heat a long time, and I tried to make them comfortable, and they appreciated it, and they remained customers all year long.
So the university, they've really embraced you and your restaurant, Momma Goldbergs. 40 years later, both still going strong. I mean, you felt like the university has taken you in, kind of cradled you, taking care of you?
Yeah. Well, I embraced the university. I did things like go into the fraternity houses and take my steamers and make them sandwiches for $1, just so that they would become familiar with my product and familiar with me, familiar with Momma Goldbergs, and that I wanted to be their friend. We did projects. If they had like a fundraiser, they'd come in on a certain day, and half of their purchases would be given back to their project, whatever it was, and that was very well received by all the fraternities and the sororities. We fed the rushees. The girls would bring all the rushees by, and it was really easy. I'd give the girl that brought them by a free sandwich, and they'd bring 25 girls. so it was a real sweet deal for me, and then they got a free sandwich.
So I always walk by and I'm thinking, I wonder where they got the name Momma Goldbergs from. Can you tell me how you got that name?
Well, it's a kosher style. I mean, we've basically gotten away from kosher style, but originally it was a kosher style, which meant it was a Jewish type restaurant. We had corned beef, had tongue when we first opened. We had some lox and bagels and a lot of Jewish products that really didn't go over with the Gentiles. And so I started looking around, and when we came up with a name, and I'm thinking, Goldberg is a very good Jewish sounding name, but we got about 8 or 10 Jews in school, and there's no synagogue, and so I better soften this up a little bit. So I put the mama in to soften it up to the Gentile student, and student gets in trouble. He ain't calling daddy, they call him mama. And so that mama really is a soft, sweet name for the student, I felt like. And actually, when my wife went down to get the license, and she had an M-A-M-A, mama, and it ended up being M-O-M-M-A, which I like a lot better because an M-A-M-A would be an Italian Jewish place. So it worked out great, our mistake.
Don, to close it out, what's next for Momma Goldbergs? What's in the future?
What's in the future? We're franchising now, and we have 25 franchising stores. We have 3 more opening soon, and just continue doing what we do and continue being the student's friend. And now we're out in the communities and towns, and we're serving other than students. We're far north is Charleston, South Carolina, and far south is Mobile. We've got 3 in Mobile.
Don, I can't speak for the university, but I'm sure they are glad to have you so close and so part of the tradition here. So nice to meet you today.
Thank you, Jared. Appreciate you having me.